When seeing the Crust floating around X the first time, I wasn't really sure what to expect. Only knew there was a Kickstarter going on to fund the development of a new game. My only problem is I just don't trust Kickstarters when it comes to game development. Too much gone wrong in the past. So I ignored the game until just now, and I wish I hadn't. But before we dive into the Crust, a huge thanks to VEOM Studio and Crytivo for sending me a key and an early preview access to your game. Of course, as always, my opinion will not be influenced by a free key, and in this video we'll talk about what the game is like, what's great, and what is not so great about it. So let's get right into it. I will try not to reveal too much of the story, as this is something you should be experiencing yourself. Humanity on Earth will grow if we don't destroy ourselves first. In fact, we will probably grow to a point where the resources on Earth itself won't be enough to supply all our needs. Also, resources mean cash for various companies. This is the setting of the Crust, where humanity launches several missions to the moon and run various mining and colonization operations, all in the name of business and to keep the supply down to Earth running and help humanity survive. Obviously, for cash. We will be taking over one of these operation bases as a director, accompanied by the Vice President Alice being our advisor and also somewhat mentor during the campaign. However, not everything is going as planned, and the chill city building simulation with a little bit of material hoarding and economy just turns to a full-blown catastrophe. The Crust comes with 3 game modes: a tutorial mode, a storyline, which is indeed very interesting though difficult, and a sandbox mode, which just gives you full freedom of whatever you want to do. I did skip the tutorial and I found the Crust pretty easy to learn, though I messed up my first save game by building stuff I do not need and then running out of material very fast. You basically start by building a supply of electricity, then move to the underground map and assign some of your drones to be mining drones, remove regolith, and start harvesting resources such as iron, silicon, or water. Later you will build factory units and connect them using conveyor belts to automate your production, taking work off your drones but opening the path to new challenges. Especially in the storyline, the Crust is giving you several occasions where you will need to decide on how to proceed, and every decision can have big consequences, which can even lead to failure if you're not prepared for it. Obviously, with building comes research, and the research is a very nice take. You have 3 different research trees which are being powered by 3 different types of research income. Some technologies might need more than one type of research, others do not, and therefore you will be able to research multiple technologies at the same time. To boost research or gather additional material, you can send out a rover to discover points of interest on the map, very similar to Surviving Mars. As the creators said themselves, they took their favorite game genres, added some good graphics, and threw it into a blender for 5 years. Eventually, you will also have personnel in your base which will also have needs you as a director need to take care of. But how good is it? Is it worth spending almost 30 euros on an early access game, which is indeed quite a lot for some people? Let's start with the negative remarks on this game. Controls sadly feel quite clunky at some point and not intuitive. Let's give you an example. If I want to set wires, I can set multiple by holding shift and clicking these points I want to connect. If I have an utility pole in my selection, I was unable to exit out of what I was doing. I had to set the pole and immediately dismantle it again. There's probably a way, but I didn't really find out how it was working. I had trouble setting the landing pad. It was blue for me but didn't want to place without telling me what is wrong. When repairing a rover, I was unable to start repairs because I was out of resources. As soon as I researched automatic repairs, however, the drones just started pumping material into the rover. These issues could have been bugs. I don't really know. The gameplay is very complicated, sometimes compared to Rimworld, and I have to agree to some extent. Will it be enjoyable on the long term if we stick with this? I don't know. There are occasions where you mess up so badly that you basically have to restart. However, the graphics are impressive and absolute fitting. The soundtrack is even more impressive, and I could listen to it for hours. Content creators need to be careful though. Enable streamer mode in the settings if you want to stream this game. The storyline with its plot twists and challenging decisions is also great, even though quite frustrating at times. And even though the gameplay is complicated, I think it is exactly this which can make the Crust even more a game to carry on playing. This is just not a walk in the park. You will need to think about what you're doing. The Crust already won 2 Unreal Engine contest competitions, the Epic Mega Grunt Award, and was in development for 5 years before hitting early access. I think the latter was a good decision, and not throw a tech demo onto Steam and call it early access. For the future of this game, I hope they will continue evolving it, polish it out, and expand the game. Obviously, we will probably need some balancing in the entire gameplay. So what are the requirements of the Crust? At the minimum, your PC should bring 8GB of memory, 8GB of hard drive, a GPU of a GeForce 960 or equivalent with 4GB of video memory, and some 64-bit processor like the Intel i5 4590K or something from AMD. Recommended rather is a GeForce 1060 or something equivalent. So surprisingly, the game is not that demanding, and I expected more. Until the 29th of July 2024, you'll be able to get the game for around 26 euros. After that, the game costs 29 euros. The Crust is an early access though, and is labeled as beta, so expect it to be not complete. So what do you think? Worth playing or not? I would say give it a go. Drop a comment and obviously hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching, and see you on the next one.